A total of 90.86 billion pesos will be spent in the second phase of the defense program to modernize the Philippine military. This is based on the revised AFP modernization program under Republic Act 10349. Defense Undersecretary Fernando Manalo said the Air Force will receive the lion's share of the amount. This report.
The Department of National Defense plans to allot more than 90 billion pesos in a bid to modernize military equipments of the Armed Forces of the Philippines within the last 2 years of the Aquino administration. The 90 billion peso budget will be used to accomplish 33 different projects for the AFP modernization program under Republic Act 7898. Within 4 years, DND has already completed 91 modernization projects. This year, the modernization program is focused on humanitarian assistance and disaster response. This after Typhoon Yolanda ravaged eastern Visayas. The program also has its sights set on leveling up the military's capability to protect the West Philippine Sea, particularly the 9 islands the country possesses.
Number one, the equipment that will be procured must be used or should be used for humanitarian assistance and disaster response. That's the number one criteria. It will also use for internal security operation, and it will also serve to protect our interests in the West Philippine Sea. In other words, in the determination of the equipment that should be procured, ang considerations ay HADR. It should be used, or it can be used for HADR. It should be in support to the ongoing internal security operations of our armed forces, and it should be able to serve the interest of our country in the West Philippine Sea. So yun yung tatlong consideration.
In the first quarter of 2015, 12 jet fighters will be delivered to the country, which will be used by the Philippine Air Force in monitoring West Philippine Sea.
It will be an exciting year, promising year for the Air Force and the armed forces as well. We are looking forward to new deliveries starting probably first quarter of this year and up to the last quarter of next year. And hoping that we can employ them as soon as possible.
In fact, pilots and maintenance crew of the Philippine Air Force are undergoing training for the FA-50 fighter jets, which will be provided by South Korea. Aside from this, the Air Force and Navy will be having new power helicopters. For the Philippine Army, the agency wanted to acquire force protection and night fighting system. Helicopters and amphibious vehicles, on the other hand, are planned to be obtained for the Navy. Meanwhile, Undersecretary Fernando Manalo assured the acquisition of the said items will undergo the right process. Manalo said the equipments will be multi-role, which means this can be used in times of calamities as well as for patrolling around the West Philippine Sea. This will be done as the budget allocated for the agency by the government was just limited. But the agency said the Aquino administration has a huge contribution in modernizing the military compared to the other administrations.